everybody, and welcome back one more time for the day. The League of Legends Season 1 $100,000 Championship. David Freak Turley, Joe Miller.
All excited. Really. We've come down to this great situation, which you somehow managed to predict before the group even started.
I know, right? Oh. So prediction skills are with me. So here's the situation. By the grand confluence of events, if Team Solomid wins this game, they are first place in the group, guaranteed top 4, and Andy and Dandin can relish in their first place group, you know, butting head to head. If Team Solomid loses, they're out. Just out of the tournament, 4th place, bam, gone. Because they and Zan would both be 1 and 2. And head to head, Zan beat Team Solomid, so Zan would take over 3rd place, Solomid would drop to 4th. If Team Solomid wins, then they and CLG are the only 2 and 1 teams. And Team Solomid beat CLG, so Team Solomid would take 1st, CLG 2nd, and Game DE 3rd. And you know, vice versa, if Game DE wins, you know, they're 2 and 1, CLG gets 1st, Game gets 2nd, and Zan 3rd. So yeah, pretty close. I did predict properly that CLG was above Gamed, but it's really do or die for TSM. Yeah, I mean, that's just the situation of it.
Yeah, that's a simple thing. It sounds kind of complicated when you go through all the possibilities, but basically, TSM have to win or they're going home. Yeah.
TSM have to win or they're going home. And if they win, they get 1st place. So we're now getting the ready check from the players. We are ready up here. Games is ready. Chaos is ready. They're good to go, so he's counting down.
So we're going to go obviously into the bans and the picks. It seems both teams are ready, and Game does so kindly even give a countdown to go into the bans and the picks.
And so TSM has first pick and ban, and they ban Rumble right away. Got about 4 seconds. I think he just scrolled down and found the champion, then clicked it without even talking to his team. Zillion the fast ban from Game DE. That is, again, aimed at Team Solomid. The only person in this tournament that seems to like to play Zillion is Reginald, and he's really good at it, so they keep banning him away. Now, I really think TSM is going to end up banning Sona. This seems to be, that's what I was talking to them before. I don't think the player's going to hear me. Actually, it's too late anyway. I think Sona's going to be the ban here from Team Solomid. There's the Needly ban that's, I guess it's aimed at, who was the AP player? I think it was Kevin. Yeah, Kevin was the AP player. He was playing Needly in, I believe it was Gamed versus Zan. So, you know, when the teams like playing Needly, it seems that Needly gets banned, that she's that kind of champion where you don't want to play against an expert player with that champ. Another Vladimir ban aimed again at Team Solomid. Reginald seems to attract all the bans into him. It's kind of convenient. I don't know, it's interesting.
Vladimir is one of those guys, he's either banned or he's in there.
Yeah, he kind of is. He really is. He's banned or he's in there. I think Twisted Fate's going to have to be the last ban from Game. I don't think they're going to let that one happen. TSM has one more ban in front of them. I'm still thinking Sona, but maybe they're just actually confident in fighting against Triss Sona bottom, or they can first pick Sona, and they're really not worried about it. Nope, there's a Sona ban, so the targeted bans at the enemy team, you know, they are champions that they really know they do not want to play against, and you know, sure enough, there it is. And now I'm really feeling Twisted Fate here from Gamed.
So, final ban then for Gamed, and then we can get the picks underway. Obviously, 10 seconds still to go, and Jarvan will be the ban.
Interesting. Are we going to see first pick Twisted Fate from Chaos? It's the first time we've actually seen Twisted Fate be available for pick, I think, in this entire tournament. Or at least in a series where like the teams actually like to play him. I think we had AAA vs. Fnatic, where I think Twisted Fate wasn't banned at picked at all, unless AAA banned him against Fnatic. But I don't know if Fnatic said, like, you wouldn't ban TF against AAA. There's no reason to. So, yep, the first pick, Twisted Fate. We did see him earlier, actually. There was the game earlier today. I remember him being in a 3-part gank up top where he locked a blue card and didn't get the kill. I think that was Team Pacific grabbing him against, I want to say Epic, but I could be completely wrong there. But it's now up to Game to get their first 2 champions, really.
Yeah, and of course Candy Panda, the man that we saw playing Corki so amazingly actually in the game earlier, and actually through the European qualifiers and also a little bit before that, his pick will actually be Alistair, which I guess will be passed on somewhere along the line anyway.
I'm guessing Xylar. Xylar's been jungling Alistair, I think, almost every single game. Yeah. And he seems to like that. And ooh, the pickup of Karthus, seeing him back in action. We haven't seen him in Group B, I think, at all. We did see him a little bit in Group A. AAA was all about that guy. Wow, Team Solomid is like getting USA top solo queue picks, like, extraordinaire. Twisted Fate and Vayne grabbed for TSM. If you were playing ranked right now, you'd be like raging at your team if you were gamed right now. You'd be like, you let them get those? What? And Nunu. Wow, I am really liking Team Solomid's picks right now. They have strong champions. But that said, you know, the jungle Alistar, the Karthus, extremely powerful champions as well. I think Karthus will end up out-laning Twisted Fate, so that'll be a nice big advantage. And then at level 6, it's who's going to out-global whom. And I really don't know at this point.
Yeah, we saw some strong Karthus play. I wanted to say yesterday, and it feels almost like yesterday Group A, but it was, of course, just earlier today. Been a long day full of awesome games so far. And TSM just letting the clock run down before they lock in, just have that little bit of extra time to have a chat about what's coming up next and what they expect games to be picking up. So, the turns of Kevin and Xyla.
And let's see, they don't have the ranged AD. They could pick up Corki. Ashe is also available, but I know TSM specifically, we're actually talking about how they don't really care too much about playing Ashe, but there's the Ashe and the Taric, so the support and the pickup from the Ashe are there. Looks like Xyla, of course. Still, the jungler is going to swap that one out, probably to Candy Panda, who is the one who plays the ranged AD typically. Not getting Tristana, though, I guess because of the lack of Sona, he's not going Trist. We'll be playing Ashe, babysit by Taric. It's going to be a pretty strong lane. It's fairly defensive. They both have crowd controls. They can kind of push back on enemy pushes, but you know, Ashe is a bit of an unsafe champion, has no really innate escape, just some crowd controls, you know, some minor soft crowd controls. And there we go, the Soraka pickup. So Soraka Vayne is a really good farm lane. That sort of just seems to be what happens there. Is, you know, Vayne can play very aggressively, but Soraka is like the supreme defensive support champion. So we're going to play pretty defensively here and just sort of let themselves farm. Soraka is a good counter pick to Taric in lane, because as soon as Taric stuns, you drop that heal down, or the ranged AD doesn't do any damage. You've got a ton of armor for free thanks to that Soraka heal. And the Singed pick, seeing Singed for the second time this tournament, excited to see that one. I just like that Singed, that's all I can say. Joe's just looking at me grinning. Not this one again.
You don't want to get so excited again, really?
Well, I get yelled at on the forums for that one, so I'm going to have to keep myself in check.
And Kassadin's final pick.
Oh, nice. Kassadin for the first time this tournament, I think.
Yeah.
Very old school type pick, but again, the double mage setup there for games. Not exactly a double mage setup for TSM, really. You know, Twisted Fate kind of counts as the mage that you can play him AD or hybrid, and the Rayman on Singed going to be, you know, a tanky DPS pick instead. There is indeed Jungle Alistar, that's going to be the jungler there, the double tank lineup, and a lot of ranged, very bursty damage team. They can actually, wow, I really like Game's team. They've got the Ashe Aura from out of nowhere, and they've got a ton of burst damage that can basically jump over walls. That's really strong. Okay, and also real quick, the shout out to PaySafeCard, who helped out with some of the prizing here at this tournament. And just giving another shout out to them. Owen3D putting on the stream, hitting 180,000 people. Super ridiculous. Thank you to these guys. And every one of you guys here in person, can I get a round of applause for yourselves for showing up here and being supportive? And of course, though we can't hear you because we're in Sweden and you're at home, shout out to everyone.
Clap to yourselves.
Yeah, clap to yourselves if you're at home. If you're throwing a party or if you're by yourself, whatever it is, if you're watching this, you're one of a large number of people. And I'm just glad we can entertain all of you. That's really awesome.
Yeah, absolutely amazing turnout we've had, and it's only day one, so I'm quite excited to see, you know, how many people are going to be watching League of Legends in the coming 2 days, obviously for the Season 1 Championships. Just really amazing turnout, and thanks a lot for you guys, because otherwise, you know, we wouldn't be here. There'd be no point in it.
Yeah, oh man, it's so great being a part of all of this. Holy crap, it's great. This is like a phenomenal experience. The biggest crowd I've ever been a part of by far. You know, we saw the triple digits, the 6-digit street numbers, and we're like, oh, okay, wow, day one, that's a lot of people. So, yeah, I'm half speechless on this. Sorry, wow. So, we're going to get the game underway, though. The garbage time has run out. The loading screen is going to pop up, and we're going in to the final game of the day. Team Solomid versus Game DE.
Question is free. TSM, in or out?
I liked Games. Well, the thing is, last time I said like CLG out comp TSM and it didn't do anything. This time I still think Games out comp TSM, but I don't know. They have Twisted Fate. That's huge. If Reginald, I think it hinges on Reginald. Reginald, if you want to make it to the tournament, it's on you. I think the pressure's on Reginald.
We need to see some amazing Twisted Fate action. So here we go then, round of applause. It is going to be the final and deciding game of Group B, and of course it is Team Solomid against Game DE.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the game. Watching Kaox run around as Vayne. I think this is deja vu. We saw this earlier in the day. But Vayne running around the map. Looks like Odd One with Boots first. Going to be leading the charge now across the map. And this is like dream team lineup. It's great. Odd One loves that. Nunu, Kaox on Vayne, a great ranged AD champion. Reginald on Twisted Fate. This is really the do or die team from TSM. I think they can't really be any happier with this lineup. I think they're super happy with the champions they got. And they're actually going to start playing a little bit aggressively. Oh, this is cute. Oh, this is super cute. All right, they're camping in this brush down here. And whenever someone finally shows up into this lane, dude, look at the line of stuns in this lineup. That's ridiculous. Like, they're going to kill someone. I'm just going to zoom in real quick. All right, it's not Dire. He's not going to spam /laugh on Singed. I forgot that part. So over here we got people just sort of camping around in the river. You can see they can see a lot actually. So let's go ahead and check out. Yeah, TSM just very much camping. And then we got Games, who doesn't see a whole heck of a lot actually either, but they're actually a little bit more spread out. So for what that one's worth. I hear Vayne tumbling around. Don't really know why she needed to do that, but hey, sure, why not? Oh man, someone's going to face check that brush. Someone's going to do it. I mean, they're going to go around the side for now. Smart by them to not go through the river. But as soon as the Ashe comes down, I mean, she has Flash and Ghost, but no cleanse. She's probably going to die.
10 start here, and actually TSM, are they going to go in there?
Ooh, they're invading the jungle.
Are they going to go in there? Yes, they are. They're all 5 going in there, and Nif and Zyler are running for their lives for that one, and they are going to be able to steal. No, blue buff was already taken, but Nunu got in there just in time.
Yeah.
And Clairvoyance came down roughly 2 minutes, 16 seconds too late there.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, a little bit. But, you know, they did pick that one up. So, I mean, overall, the invasion was smart from TSM. Looks like Rayman's going to head over towards the top. Going to miss out a couple of minion kills for that, but still, stealing Golem from Alistair is pretty hurtful. So he did smite the one. He's going to last hit the rest of these with his auto attacks pretty easily. And he's going to run around and grab some more buffs across the map. Going to kill some wolves, maybe. So, you know, pretty good start for TSM. The Karth is going to be first to level 2 up top. But, yeah, hurting Xylar's creep pattern is going to be pretty harsh. Absolutely going to be harsh.
Yeah, and Xylar's been the one which, you know, in the other games we saw him doing some great ganks down onto that bottom lane and really caused some problems, actually. So that could be the great start that TSM were looking for. As we mentioned earlier, if you're just tuning in, this is a do-or-die situation, the final match of Group B. And if TSM win, they go through in first. If they lose, they're out in fourth.
Yep, and we see finally the Rainman getting level 2, but landing against Karthus is not super easy as Singed, because when you run around with that poison trail, you're pretty predictable in your movements, and Karthus can land lay waste after lay waste on you. And it's going to be how much health regen do you have, and unfortunately Reginald missing a few of these last hits. He's got 8, although he's actually landing better against Cassidy. He only has 7, so that's actually working out well despite missing a few. Vayne at 10, but Ashe at 15, so Candy Panda doing very well in the mechanics. Last hitting quite well. Looks like some aggression coming in, but Alistair, they're going to cross paths in the brush right here. Alwyn and Zyler seeing each other. There's the pulverized. Great play there. And a little bit of spam coming out from Candy Panda. And Aldo's going to back off there. Both level 2 champions. Bottom lane double level 2 here as well. So actually level 3 first on Ashe. So good play there. And yeah, the Rayman getting sort of pushed around, taking down to about 2/3 health, but he has a regrowth pendant, so that should be decent for him. Puts in favors Cassidy, actually really well for TF. He's actually managed to put him down to half health. It's pretty good.
Really causing a few problems. Actually, we're going to see Xylar moving in here. And this could be bad news for Reginald. Actually gets the stun out onto Xylar and takes him as well down to below half health. So Reginald playing a very solid game so far in this middle area, and doesn't even care, it seems, to be taking the damage from those turrets. Just constantly pressuring Kevin down.
Yeah, he's landing really well. He's definitely a very experienced Versus Fate player. And you know how this game is going so far? You know, he's got a good lane against Kassadin. He's 17 versus 13 minions, so he's actually winning this lane. So, you know, I said it's going to start with how well Reginald does, and so far he's off to a good start. TSM keeping themselves alive pretty successfully so far. The Rainman versus Karthus, we look at the minions, but hold on, there's some aggression. Nif coming in there, doing some damage. Kaox going to go ahead and pressure back, doing some nice damage there with that Silver Bolts proc. But look at the Rainman. I want to see how these lanes are shaping up. 15 versus 20, not too bad. Karthus winning, but not by too much. Bottom lane, there's still 26. Actually, no, 27 now on Vayne, so that's pretty good. And here comes the pressure into mid. Stun off on a Xylar and the Ice Blast. Good stun, but still getting very low. Reginald going to Ghost. Can he get this kill? He's going to go for it. Can he get first blood in time? He's going to get dropped. And it's probably worth it, actually.
Yeah,
wow.
I think so too. I mean, Odd One actually moved away back there. Kevin got the kill in the end, but no, I would agree with you. I mean, they are definitely ahead that little bit in terms of the money as well, in terms of the gold.
Yeah, and the assist credit as well. There was no assist given for the kill onto Twisted Fate, so definitely the gold advantage was, slight, but there for that kill. The one disadvantage, though, being that a solo level champion died. Level 5 Twisted Fate versus level 3 Alistair means the experience gains a little bit better for the game DE side. And it also means that, Kassadin got a solo lane. He's going to be able to pick up a Catalyst right when he comes back to base. It's a pretty nice advantage to have.
Yeah, down on the bottom, things are fairly even at the moment. Chaos just about to hit 40 minion kills, and Candy Panda 43. So very, very even stuff up there. Singe actually free at the minute at the top, as we did see Karthus go back home and shop in and picked up Boots.
Okay, Boots are a good pick. Is going to let him be quite a bit safer against this Singe until Singe goes back and picks Boots up for himself. He's not going to be able to shove around that Karthus pretty much at all. Xylo still staying in mid, though, has come back into the action. Going to go ahead and look I guess for an invasion. He's going to get spotted. We'll put a ward down. Reginald knows about the ward, though, so they can drop that with a pink pretty soon. Maybe an Oracles later on in the game when the Album picks one up. Album is going to invade in the jungle and actually grab out some of these golems right here, doing great stuff. Looks like Karthus not happy to be where he is. TSM could actually shove this lane down. Looks like, though, we have Twisted Fate coming around. And there is the stun chain onto Chaos. Chaos not in a happy place. There's another stun from Xylor. The heal buff will end. The damage output is immense. Will Chaos go down? 2 more strikes to go. Will not quite pick it up. And the heal comes out just in time. Candy Panda diving in. Will pick it up anyway. He will die to the Soraka, though. And let's see. There was that was just the trade. Nothing else really happened there. But overall, great help from Game DE. Did help to pick up that kill through Xpecial's heal. And I guess that advantage is to Ashe because she got a kill credit, whereas Vayne only got an assist credit, and Xpecial's here soloing at the bottom lane. But Twisted Fate coming around, stuns Nif, and Zala's going to push him back, keep them alive. Guess they'll make it out just barely okay.
Yeah, Reginald not too interested in following that one up, just wants to make sure that Xpecial doesn't have too hard of a time until Vayne gets back into that lane. Meanwhile, in middle, Kassadin obviously running a little bit riot, picking up these minion kills left, right, and center. And just looking at the score, 5 ahead or so is Kevin. And obviously 1 level above, which actually is going to start putting some pressure here onto Reginald, who will just try and attack back and slow Kevin's push down. And, well, Nunu's not going to catch Kassadin, that's for sure, in middle.
Yeah, not so much. So it's a little bit scary for him because he's going to start stacking up that Rift Walk, and it's going to make it cost a lot more mana, which is going to really hurt his landing if he ends up just getting through all his mana before he gets a chance to really put some damage output. A difficult thing for him here, though, is that the Odd One has a Golem buff and a Philosopher's Stone and his Nunu, so he's not going to get pushed out of this lane like ever. So Karthus is going to probably just pull back. It looks like he grabbed the... No, he did not grab Golem buff. Where is he? Oh, he jumped over to grab Golem buff. I was like, I didn't see him on the minimap, and that's because he moved over. So he's going to have Golem buff for himself. He's going to jump across the wall and actually stay in the lane. I guess he's safe enough with a good 860 health, but I'd always like to be full health. It just feels good to be very, very healthy. Reginald is back in the lane, but Kevin can play super aggressively here. But not when it's like that, though. Reginald putting out a ton of damage, proccing that cards, doing about 300 damage there. And that's working out well for him. He should be able to spam him, though. Kevin honestly could have spammed QER and, sort of ad nauseum and really push Twisted Fate around. Here comes the TF ultimate, and what will he go for? He's trying to jump across the map, and he's going to do that successfully. Looks like he's in bottom lane against Candy Panda, and Reginald's not really pushing in very well. He's taking a ton of damage, having to run away there with Ghost, not getting really anything done for it. I think that was a bit of a misstep there to do that, because he really didn't get much for it. So Pop the ultimate, lost his Ghost Summoner spell, used Flash as well. Ashe really didn't pop anything. I think she used Enchanted Crystal there at the turret, and that was about it. So a failed gank there from Reginald, but still laning quite well. 41 minion kills, actually now behind Kassadin. So, that early advantage is actually starting to fade slightly. But Singe doing a pretty good job up top. Looks like they're still going to be okay for now.
Yeah, Singe holding really nicely, actually, against Karthus up top. Not having really any problems whatsoever. Just farming out nicely on this top lane. And as you said, the lane waste is the only thing that's really causing much of a problem for Singe. As he just gets another one into him there. As you can see around middle, a lot of pings going off, and they know that Xylo's around there with Alistair. And there goes the clairvoyance just to give them a bit more vision. And will Reginald try to cut him off here in that central area? Kassadin is still hanging around, yeah, and Reginald won't be able to get anywhere near there. So Xylo comes out of the jungle, gets himself back into mid lane as it is now, as an ice arrow just comes flying by.
They're going to be safe in mid right now. Kassadin still hitting pretty well. Reginald has to be afraid pretty much because Kassadin has free harass. So if he gets in range there, yeah, wow, there's the free harass, getting him down to half health immediately. And that's exactly what Reginald had to be afraid of. And, you know, it showed quite competently. There's some damage output, kids. So Karthus, you know, still staying up top. Kassadin doing a good job in mid. Bottom lane looks pretty safe from all hands. Double stun now down here. And I don't think they saw Alistair come into the brush. Oh, wait, there's a ward. So they did see Alistair come into the brush, and they're going to play extremely defensively. Oddbone waiting in the wings, and Kassadin's coming down. This could be a giant just jump onto this bottom lane. They could kill them all. They really could kill them all. It's going to be close, and here they go. Kevin's coming across. There's the flash stun. The silence and the burst damage especially will not be able to react to this, and he is going to go down right there. The ignite coming off, stopping that, but Kevin getting crushed by Chaos. And he might make it out pretty safe. He's going to push around Candy Panda. Here comes the odd one. Will he ult? No, Xyler will just die. And there comes the ult from the odd one. The flashes come out. There's a ton of flashes everywhere. KX still pushing on a Candy Panda. And the stun from Tarek will maybe keep him alive. No, he's going to keep going. The push in is immense, and he will get the kill. But will he die to the turret? Yes, indeed. Kill and assist credit coming in for Game to E, making that 5-4, though. Still the advantage for TSM. Picked up 3 at the expense of 2. Soraka already revived, popped Wish. And now Singe still just running around up top. Singe 78 minions, Karthus 74s. That's working out all right. But as for the kill credits, Twisted Fate got 2, Vayne with 2, Soraka with 1. Oops. Yeah, the kills are really going to the right places, although Tarek did pick up 1, which is not really where you want the kills to be, but hey, it'll work, I guess.
It's not the biggest disaster, I think, that could have happened so far for Gamed.
Yeah, exactly. Getting a kill is worth it regardless. You know, you don't want to turn those down just because it happens to be on a support champion. But yeah, Kevin pushing through mid pretty well. He's going to see if he's going to fight against Twisted Fate pretty soon. Looks like he is, though TF does have a Sheen now, so that'll be a nice amount of burst whenever he ganks next.
Yeah, Karthus already got the blasting wand up as well, so everything going to hurt that little bit more that Rake puts down. As we did see Singe go home shopping as well, and he's got himself Merc Treads and also Pink Ward just to give him that extra vision. We'll see where he decides to drop that one down. Right now on that... Oh, wow. That was...
Solomid on the brush. Nice. Good aim. That was legit like, prediction. Jesus. All right, so moving on through, and they're going to get ready to push down the bottom lane. Nif with the Golem buff thanks to that kill on Nunu in that push, and he's looking pretty happy right here. Infinite mana, Candy Panda at full health. He wants to toss out stuns, but can't find any for pretty obvious reasons because no one wants to walk around a blue buff Tarek. Alistair going back into the jungle, only level 6. Meanwhile, Nunu up to 7 and some change. And wow, Singe still playing pretty aggressively, pushing around onto that Karthus. Still not really getting ahead of him too much. 89 versus 88 minions. Yeah, that's pretty much equal. 0-0-2 versus 0-0-0 though. So I guess Karthus is slightly advantageous there as far as gold's concerned. Levels are pretty equal as well. Kevin. That Karthus, the Kassadin, 73, Reginald only at 68, so Kevin is getting ahead, but ooh, good burst here from Reginald, putting out a lot of damage, but here comes the burst back from Kevin, getting Reginald down to half, but overall, that trade went well to the Twisted Fate, although, Karthus is going Spell Vamp, so he's going to be able to heal himself up as this lane goes on, getting 57 health per Q, that's pretty good. You give him blue buff, he's going to get healthy quick.
Yep, and that blue buff is going to be going over to Kevin right now. You see Xylo just hanging around in there as well.
And there's the pickup. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, blue is going to be picked up by Kevin.
Already.
His turret actually taking a bit of damage. Yeah, Singe really just annoying Karthus up top the whole time.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it's working out. You know, they're last hitting well enough. Karthus is quite the strong laner, so having someone who can actually stand up to that and succeed and only be down one minion is pretty strong. Unfortunately, he could not find any flings while Karthus was channeling the ultimate. He managed to channel those in very safe places. That did help get gamed about half the kills they have. So that was very strong to have that one going on. And we just see the Rayman coming back into that lane. He has the Catalyst, he has the Mercury Treads, as you mentioned earlier, and he's just going to do, you know, lots of fun in this lane. The Poison Trail's doing some work, and yeah, he's in pretty happy places, getting himself lots of gold, now 104 minions, and he's, again, back up to that turret. Karth is coming in to defend. We'll see what they can do about that.
Yeah, I think his minion line's obviously just been completely wiped out by that Poison Trail. And it's going to leave Rake all alone, actually, on the turret. But it looks like Singe might start to move away. And it looked like Zylo was coming around there. There were a couple of pings dropped out there by game. But in the end, I guess they decided it wasn't worth really making any kind of push. Down on the bottom in terms of the minion kills, we do have Vayne with 118, Ash with 118. So, well, doesn't get any leveler than that, my friends.
Yes, yeah. I think what would be more superfluous than say any more leveler, just because I can.
And one more kill for Vayne as well.
Oh, yeah, see? So there you go, advantageous. And I think that was a first blood kill, too, so he's even farther ahead. So Team Solomid up, wow, a good 2,000 gold. That's a pretty significant margin to be ahead by. No dragons have died, no turrets have been killed, only a 1-kill difference, but the last hitting, I guess, is in the advantage for TSM, or at least the gold for 10 items. They got the Philosopher's Stone there, and now Tarek does have 2 gold items, so I guess they'll catch up if no one does anything. Looks like there comes the gank from Alistair up to the top. Rainman probably not going to do too much. He's actually playing aggressively because he thinks he's all right. And Twisted Fate, will he jump in? No, TSM's going to still just run around solo, and Rake not in a good place. There comes Kassadin finally. Rake looks like he'll make it out, and now the Rain Man's going to be chased down. Can they get enough done with this? He's diving into the turret. Will he get a fling off in time? No, he's been silenced. Rake, can you get away? Can you get away? Can you get away? Nope, fling, peace. He's gotten that kill. There's the kill from that Kassadin. Good play there. He did get the assist credit off of that one, so a slight advantage there, but that's why I like Singed, by the way. They do stupid, stupid things. And there's the arrow, and he flashes into the arrow. I mean, I guess he's safe, but that's one of the best flashes I've ever seen, definitely. I'm gonna go ahead
I think the worst part was he actually flashed away from it and then kind of just walked into it.
Yeah, that was pretty glorious. I like that.
Oh, well, he was safe anyway, so yeah, not such a big deal.
Yeah,
although
he didn't die.
Popping the flash in the meantime. Kex has gone up and is going to take that lizard buff, giving him that bit of extra power as he goes back down onto that bottom lane to be facing off against Ash.
Let's see, the dual lane bottom is going to be a double recall from Gamed. They've actually gotten farther behind now, 3,000 gold down. That actually advantage is growing, and I'm not quite sure how. I guess it's just superior last hitting. Oh, they got a dragon. I missed it entirely. That's why. Wow. Okay, I whiffed on the dragon pickup, but there you go. You can make fun of me on the stream now for missing something. Okay. Completely whiffed on dragon, but TSM did pick that one up. I guess that was because a bunch of people came up top with Karthus, Kassadin, and Alistair fighting just Singed. When it's a 3v1 up top, you're supposed to do dragon, and that's exactly what happened. Very good coordination play. Looks like a game up top as there comes Twisted Fate and the fling. Goodbye, Rake. There's no chance of you living right here. The damage output is too good for you. That will be a death. Now, if he lands a couple more layways, he might kill Reginald. I don't know if the ult's up, though. No, he's got another 30 seconds on it, so it looks like Reginald will make it out pretty much safe. But I think Rake was level 11, and I completely whiffed the kill onto Candy Pan at bottom lane. Looks like Nif was not able to keep him alive. Now I'm just completely dropping the ball here, missing a lot of kills here. But KX especially doing a great job pushing onto Ash. Ash is now dead, 8-5 the score, and you know TSM was do or die, and so far they're doing. So good job of these guys.
Yeah, really looking fairly strong now. Obviously, those 3 extra kills of 4k extra gold that they've got, and Rayman up at top has been nothing but a problem actually for Game to deal with, and it's quite. We've seen 2 Singes today, and they've both been very, very annoying for the opposition.
Yeah, they both won. They've both been very successful, and they both never left top, and it's been very difficult for the other team to deal with. Where like they have this constant push pressure that will kill all the minions, that will get a ton of gold, and you really don't want to let him get into that state. And he does it better than Jarvan basically because he can just completely crush entire minion waves in a much faster pace. And then he just sort of runs around, and you know, he has a great crowd control, he works well with the gank, and it's working just so incredibly well.
Rake now is back in lane and got his Sorcerer's Shoes. And it looks like we may see Nunu come up for a sniff at top. No, he's decided to head his way back down. They've spotted actually Tarek moving up there due to that ward, the aggressively placed ward from TSM. Vayne still hanging around in the bush, hoping that they'll catch one of them coming that little bit of aggressive. Although obviously Tariq is there with Candy Panda, both of them full HP, so I'm not sure that there's really anything up for grabs in that one.
And KX waiting in the brush.
Gonna
go for the jump. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we saw the flash coming. Obviously, Reginald did get himself in onto the action, but yeah, they split off in two different directions, and as it happened, it was a really great choice from Game to get out of that one. But it looks like they may decide to go aggressive. We've seen Kassadin come down from that middle area. We actually see them starting to move as quickly as possible away, and there goes Kevin, nailed to the wall.
Wow.
Absolutely ridiculous burst there, and a split second, 100% to nothing.
Yeah, wow, that was a ton of damage there from Vayne, and the Silence Rocket, the stun from Just a Fate. And once again, they get spot in the brush right there. KX taking a fair amount of damage, but getting healed out. And here comes Zyler to lend a helping hand. This could be a kill for them if they do it right. And there's the exhaust. Reginald going to jump onto Candy Panda, but the great ult from Karthus is a ton of damage. Down goes Twisted Fate, now pushing on to Xpecial, who has no mana right now. This could be an easy kill. Where's your stun at, Zyler? You need to cast one. Pops the ultimate on. Gonna let him take that turret. This is gonna be a definite kill there. Great stun from Tariq. Zyler running away is going to get hurt badly. Wow. Nice job by KX. The ultimate times out. The turret gets the last hit, but KX bursts them down with silver bullets, picking that one kill up. I think it was still worth it, though, because they did get the kill and that support, and they're going to keep pushing on through now. Candy Panda going to push KX around. They do have the ability to push onto KX, I think, pretty well. They have that stun from Tariq. They have the heal and the armor aura. They're in pretty decent shape here. Now going onto the turret, though, and they're getting that one down quite low, actually. It's down to half health, and KX keeping himself alive here, keeping the turret up, but that was a decent trade at the end, finally. And here comes more pressure. Reginald showing up. Good by Nif. Oh, no, he's going to heal himself. Now he's gone. Good gank in from Reginald. Good ult. Going to pick that one up. The card's coming out, killing a lot of minions as well. Building quite the advantage.
Yeah, this is where Game needs to be really, really careful now. Actually, Reginald's starting to move in, and Candy Panda just got himself away from that one. Yeah, Chaos is up to 6-2-2 right now. Got himself Bloodthirst Ori. Got 3 Doran's Blades in there as
nice
well.
Move. He smote it. Alistair Smote stole his own golem. That was nice. Almost got stolen, but he went in there, pressed D and clicked, and came out in the end there. Good stuff. So that was a near miss, I guess, and that's going to be good. They're still down 4 kills. They're down about 6,000 gold. And that's starting to be a significant margin. It's about 20% down, and that's kind of a big deal. They're down 2 turrets. You know, that one dragon against, already went to Team Solomid. Amo does have the oracles, and he's doing a good job with that. Nif does not have his own. He does have a good stack of green wards, but that doesn't mean all that much where the enemy team can clear them out at whim.
Yeah, and Nif's actually going over now to ward that middle area. Dragon is available, so maybe we'll see TSM start to move in there. And there's the one ward that Nif put down, and Odd One is already taking it straight out of there. Hawk shot coming around, so game note that TSM were around there somewhere. It looks like they're setting up for this Dragon push. Rayman, who's not really been scared of anything so far, is just hanging around there fairly aggressively. Clairvoyant's put in there as well, so Gamed, their position is now compromised, and as such they are going to be backing away from this one completely. Rainman just throws down a slow just to annoy probably more than anything else for TSM. But Dragon still remains, and it looks like TSM...
They got a turret for it, though. Yeah. It's pretty strong. So they're really building an advantage there. 7,000 gold up, and they're positioned well for Dragon. Their ones will reveal they'll back off because of it. They are pretty afraid, and for good reason. The game can certainly still win a team fight. They have such great stuns from across the map. The Ash Arrow, the Tariq stun, Flash, Headbutt, Pulverize, Chasm Rift walking and silencing and slowing you. You really can't escape if they catch you. And it's, that's what it's about. If they want to go for you, they'll get you. They're going to go for this turret here. They're going to get it first, but TSM going to be right behind them. And here comes the fight. It's going to be Singed in front. A great Karthus wall. They're going to help the initiate. There's a stun, but they're blowing up Rain Man. That's the wrong person to go for. The damage output is huge. Candy Panda drops out first. Zyler in the middle. A good ult there from Nunu and the channel. Looks like Candy Panda, yeah, indeed did go down. Now Tariq is the next one. He's going to drop for free. And looks like, wow, 4 kills for nothing. Only Karthus remaining, or sorry, Kassadin remaining. And he's trying to run away. He'll be able to, but a wonderful fight from TSM. I don't know why game...
Focus Singed.
Yeah, they focus Singed. Why do you focus Singed? That was
not
silly.
Gonna die.
That was silly, and they really lost the fight because of that. They blew up everything on a Singe. They're like, okay, team fight, no problem. They didn't hide behind the Karthus wall. They really just didn't do, I think, really anything right on that fight, which is just too bad. And TSM just capitalizing right now. 25 minutes in, going to take down an inhibitor turret and keep pushing on through. They're going to go for the actual inhibitor right now. And again, the respawns are just coming in now. Games will not save the inhibitor, but they'll save the rest of the base. Puddle comes down from TSM, and they're going to walk out for free. 10,000 gold up now. Huge advantage for these guys.
Yeah, and we saw that in the game earlier on, actually, when we had Singe in there, that the opposition just a little bit too often were concentrating on Singe, where it's pretty obvious that he's not actually going to go down anytime soon in that fight, and by the time you get him down, actually you've lost 3 or 4 guys. So I think that's something that Game will be working out after that fight. Okay, guys, really don't focus Singe. We have to pick someone who's going to go down quickly, and we can deal with that threat. They've actually just targeted Kevin there up at the top, and it looks like TSM, when this next wave of minions come, may go for that inner turret. They are all 5 up there as well. Dragon is available, and I mean, Game could probably take it. Considering how much gold they're behind now, it really wouldn't be a bad thing for them. And TSM are going back anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, they'll do okay. It was a really good job at TSM. You know, they were getting ready to recall out of the base. You know, right there, they're all getting ready to go leave. They're like, ooh, they're gonna go for Baron. Shoot, we can't recall no matter what. Like, even if it's a bad fight, like we can't give them free Baron. So they kind of waited around. They were pretty healthy. They do have that healer from Soraka, so it wasn't too bad. And they finally saw that Game left. They pushed back away towards their own base. Like, okay, breathing room, we're okay. And then you know they got to finally get back into their own base and recoup, pick up some items. And now that they got to buy, that 10,000 gold is actually in effect now. They've bought items with those 10,000s of golds, as grammar dictates. And they're going to go ahead and pick up a golem buff. Reginald going to jump in there, blue card in hand. Damage output quite huge. You can just see the burst damage even on neutral minions. Gigantic. So yeah, there we go. Blue buff, Twisted Fate, has Rabbitin's Death Cap going for what seems to be Void Step, maybe Lichbane next. And that's going to be a good backdoor build where he's going to be able to do a ton of damage with blue cards to turrets.
And right now, stacking up around that Baron area. Obviously, Nunu with the Oracle's Elixir just clearing out exactly whatever they could find. There were actually no wards in there, just the one on that ramp up in towards the Game jungle. As the Clairvoyance does go down in towards Baron, warded up as well. And TSM, I think, really contemplating going for this Baron at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I think they should, actually. They're going to clear these wards out once more. Actually, Game kept running backwards, so... I mean, they actually
could have it now.
Yeah, they actually kept running backwards. The TSM's going to go for it. And like we saw in the interview, you'd say, you know, you can't outsmite Nunu. He's got both the consume and the smite, true damage. As long as you can do math, you're guaranteed to get those kills if you time them correctly. And it's on, and they haven't warded anything yet. They don't know for sure that that's going on. I don't see a Clairvoyance. There's the wall. They know what's up. Can they get it? There's a silence on Alistair, which will prevent them from flashing in. Good play there by Soraka. Good foresight. And Xylor, wow, you are getting hurt, buddy. Going to flash over that wall. Of course, was unable to earlier. Actually, he could have ulted and flashed the wall, but they're trying to run away. Oh, there's the headbutt trying to save his team. That'll be available. Singe could chase in, though. Kayak putting out the damage. Hello. Kayak's, though, might die just in time. Karthus can ult. That should be able to pick up the kill, but actually Kayak's healing quite well, and he's going to live thanks to that heal from Soraka. 3 kills to nothing.
Great play there from TSM. Obviously, X-Special's heal really saving the day for them, and Kayak's up at way over half health, and they're just going to push straight through here. Obviously, 10 seconds till Alistair's up, 20 seconds until Karthus is up, so plenty of time for TSM to start pushing in. And we said before this game they really had to do the business. They have the super minions, of course, from that middle inhibitor that they took down that little bit earlier on, and I think they're just going to go for this one. They're going to focus straight in onto that Nexus. Alistair has actually charged his way into the middle there, basically suicide, but as you can see, TSM are going to be hammering down, and TSM are going to go through from Group B. It was the do or die situation, and they did it.
Yep, and the Din brothers taking first seed of each of their groups. So we have the final group standings available. You know, unfortunately, both Southeast Asian teams did not make it out. I think Zan put on such a great show, though. They ended up beating the best team in the group. With a wonderful showing that Mordecai's are running around with ability power and a Guardian Angel crushing faces. But TSM will take first seed. Second seed will be Counterlogic Gaming, both those teams going 2-1. Third will be Game DE. They will keep alive. They will also keep that third seed. When we look over back at Group A, you got first seed, and that's going to be Epic Gaming. Second seed Against All Authority. Third seed Fnatic. So that means Fnatic will fight CLG, and AAA will fight Gamed.
Yep.
AAA versus Gamed is a repeat of the European finals, basically. And Fnatic versus CLG, I'm really excited to see that game. That's a great showing right there. Those are going to be the games that are going to be first up is Fnatic CLG and AAA versus Game. Those are going to be the first games we're going to see tomorrow. Then move on to the rest of the double elimination bracket, where they'll be joined by Epic Gaming and Team Solomid.
Yep. The Americans really showing their power today.
Oh yeah! Wow. Who really actually expected North America would actually take the first seeds out of those groups? Certainly, I think most people expected or assumed that the Southeast Asia teams would take those fourth seeds, and they did in very narrow games. But North America taking top 2 seeds, pretty good, but there's still a lot to be proven in the next 2 days at DreamHack. Yeah,
and you know, the fact that it's a double elimination tournament, you can never count your chickens before they hatched, as I like to say sometimes. Really, with that double elimination, even if you get knocked down into the low bracket, you've still got that chance to come back and go through the tournament, and you never quite know who's going to win on the day. You could have a great first day, a great second day, and the final day, you can be going downhill. And obviously the vice versa. So that was the game. A great one it was as well, with Team Solomid winning the group. We're going to go through to the pro gaming area where we've got an interview with the players.
Everyone, that was our last game for the day, and it was a very exciting one. Can you introduce yourself again and talk about the last game?
Hey, I'm Rake, and the last game was very tough. TSM played a very good global setup with Twisted Fate. We were a bit surprised because of the very low cooldown from Twisted Fate's ultimates. He used it very well, and Singed was like unkillable, like the last match they used Singed. Yeah.
And what did you try to do to counter some of the, the Twisted Fate and the Singed tactics?
Well, we tried to counter the Twisted Fate gangs with Karthus ultimate. We tried to compensate it, but the global ultimate of Soraka did affect too much, and Singed was unkillable, totally unkillable for 2 APs.
Well, you guys did a great job, and you've been playing for a very long time today, and you guys are last game. You closed us out on a lot of excitement. What are your big thoughts going into tomorrow?
Well, I don't know. We have to play against AAA, and they are very tough, and it will be a great match. We're looking forward to it.
Great, and we are all looking forward to it as well. Thank you so much. And would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Brian Wiley, also known as The Odd One.
And who did you play in the last game?
I played Nunu.
Great, so that was a very tense game for you guys. Obviously, it was either go home or go on to become #1 in tomorrow's Group B. And so, what were your thoughts going on? Did that affect your strategy at all and your stress levels?
We were all really stressed ever since we lost to Zan. It's been really bad, but we just tried our best. Like that's what we had. That's what we were doing. I figure all the games, but we just lost to Zan. They just outplayed us.
Right, and was there any point at the game where you knew you got this, you just had to make that one, final last push or anything like that?
Well, we had control most of the game, but I figure it was never a done deal with these games. So, when we finally got those 4 kills at the end, that was it.
Great, and what are your thoughts going into tomorrow's matches?
We're gonna dominate. Euro's gonna lose, and North America #1. Yep, that's basically it.
Great. We really look forward to seeing that. And, so I have a final question. I noticed you guys in Solomid have your colored shirts. You guys are kind of look like Skittles a little bit, like your little rainbow. Was that like a secret tactic of yours? How did you guys choose your colors? Tell me the story behind that.
No, we just were told to pick colors we liked. Except we picked Rain Man's because no one really wanted pink, so we just gave it to him.
Well, real men wear pink, right?
Yeah, but he was just giving it to him.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow. And we're going to throw it back over to the commentators for our final recap of the day.
DreamHack is here and our live coverage has begun. Over the course of the event, you can visit the Season 1 Championship website for lots of exciting updates, including matches streamed live with professional commentary, pre- and post-game interviews with the competitors, tournament brackets that update his game's finish, photos from the show floor, and much, much more. So head on over to the event site and learn more about the League of Legends Season 1 Championship at DreamHack.
So, a very confident speech from the odd one there. North America #1, the Euros are going home.
Wow. Wow.
And he doesn't like pink. I saw the guy that from that interview anyway.
Now I dislike him a little bit.
Pink's a great color. Maybe for tomorrow.
Exactly. Great. So we're going to have the group results up on the screen in just a second. We're going to go over, once again, what these mean for everyone. So right off the bat, Team Solomid, Epic Gaming, the Din brothers leading each team, getting first seed. Their parents must be super proud, right? And the next seeds down. Interestingly enough, they actually kind of fit together roughly as the groups were set up. CLG taking second in Group B, Game DE taking third, and Zan, unfortunately finishing out 1 and 2. Very nearly took third place. Solomid very nearly was disqualified, but they won that last game just barely. Then over here on Group A, right, Epic Gaming taking first place, AAA second, Fnatic third, Team Pacific fourth. So again, those fourth place teams out of the tournament, still coming home with some money, still have the experience of coming to DreamHack. Awesome stuff for them. The top teams automatically guaranteed top 4. AAA must fight Games, and Seal Gaming must fight Fnatic in weighted best of 3s, where the second seed team only needs to win 1 game, third seed team must win 2-0, and the winners of those series will move on to face the rest of the games.
Yeah, some great games. 100% coming up tomorrow. As you said, those weighted best of 3s.
Yeah.
Really a lot of pressure for those third place teams. They really have to just get in there, get off to a flying start, no margin for error. But also the second place teams, they have this mentality sometimes, okay, we can afford to lose one and then finish it off, and that can sometimes be a downfall. So everyone's got to be on their game tomorrow, and I'm sure we're going to see some absolutely thrillers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So as we turn the stream down, again, a quick shout out to Own3D for hosting the stream, PaySafeCard for providing help with the pricing, and this HD stream brought to you by them. Studio Series lent out some nice equipment for the players in case they needed it. RiotGames, you guys are awesome. Everyone here, you guys are awesome. And we're going to kick that over in the near future to Karen to close this out. But we've got a couple more things to say real quick. Basically, how surprised are you by all these results?
Actually, kind of surprised, but not as much as I would have somehow liked to be. I would have really liked to see one of the Southeast Asian teams push it up there, get into one of those top 3 spots, and then show us what they're made of, over a kind of longer period of time. Obviously, we're going to see the 2 American teams going straight through into the semi-finals. You could call it an upset. You could say it could have happened on any given day.
Sure, yeah.
But we've still got, the 3 European teams. They're still in there with a fighting chance of first, second, and third seeds. So, I don't know. Tomorrow's going to be a big North America against Europe day, that's for sure.
Yeah, it really is. One of the relegation matches immediately, all 3 North American and European teams are still in, but immediately we're gonna lose one of them. One from each side, and it's going to be down to 4, and it could be 3 American teams, it could be 2. And then 2 or 1 Europeans, of course, to fill out the rest of that. But certainly some great games. So I believe we're going to kick this one over to Karen and Tamit, and they're going to close it out for us.
All right, everyone, that's it. We are wrapped for our first day here at the Season 1 Championship here in Jönköping, Sweden at DreamHack. It's been an extremely successful day. We're going to go over some quick highlights and talk about what happened today.
And thank you guys so much for participating with us, from the viewer numbers on the live stream to the forums. Keep posting. We love hearing what you have to say. It's been really exciting for us as well, and really exciting to see all of you guys participating.
Karen, what was your favorite part of the day?
My favorite part of the day was when I didn't get a high five from the teams, but I kind of got over it, and I got a lot more high fives throughout the day, so don't worry, I'm fine.
Awesome. Well, everyone here has shown an unordinary amount of skill. I mean, the teams here are just amazing, and I cannot wait to see what happens when we go into the semifinals tomorrow. The good news is we'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. GMT +2 for those of you here in Europe. And then for those of you back in the U.S., we will be starting at 2 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
And how about we get a one big last Demacia from the crowd to close us out. One, two, three,
Demacia!
Thanks, everyone.
See you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.